Hello, hello, my friends. It's Jodie Harvilla with day 22 of our 31 days of spirit. So I will hang for a second. Sneeze. Let you all jump on. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone had a really fun winter solstice. So we had a great time. I went on an evening walk where one of the parks lit up the walkway with candlelight, which was super fun. And it was beautiful out last night. It's beautiful today too, but boy, what a nice night. And the moon was out, almost time for the full moon. So it was gorgeous. All right. Just hang for a second. Oh, I just had a sneezing attack before I jumped on. Sorry, I got to blow my nose. All right, say hello in the comments. Yes, I'm looking festive today. It's kind of hot, actually, this little hat. Eli and I are going out to finish up some shopping, which I'm not super excited to do. I was like, why don't you just go? So we're going to go do just a tiny bit of shopping, and we have to look festive. We actually had a super beautiful morning. His youngest sister came through town. She's on an adventure. She's heading out to do some skiing out west and stuff and see some other family. And so very fun. Had breakfast, and then we brought all our gifts out and did a little gift opening in the igloo. So that was really fun. Full moon at Christmas with Mercury in retrograde. Nothing. That's beautiful energy, sister. Beautiful. Full moon. We're going to do our full moon group clearing on Tuesday night, right after the holidays. So if you are not signed up for that, you may want to do it this month, because next month we're adding a bunch of value to it. And we're adding some different tools to it. So the price is going to go up. So you may want to get in now. And as long as you're in, the price won't go up for you. So you guys that are kind of on the fence and thinking about it and want to experience a full moon group clearing, it is a monthly subscription. You can cancel anytime. We're not too strict on that piece. But now is the time to do that. And so I did put in my celebration page for all my Christmas specials. There's still people signing up for the Ask Jodie, which is 2 questions a month. Because some people just, you got questions. And so you don't need a full reading, but you just got a couple questions. So I opened that up for the year for a few different spots. We have some gift certificates on there, clearings, different things like that. And so take advantage. And this is last call for word of the year. I'm not taking any more of those after today. I need to get them all completed. So I'm working all weekend, getting those all set up for you guys so you have them before New Year's, or by New Year's. I always like to send them out like right at New Year's. So yes, lots of energy going on. Have your simmer pot going, clearing spaces. Beautiful. Good. I'm glad you guys had some fun on the winter solstice. I did too. It was so nice outside. We walked, I think we did like maybe a couple miles. I don't know. We weren't out there forever, but it was just so nice out last night. So we really had a good time. Went with a couple girlfriends. Our cameras were not taking pictures, so the pictures aren't that great, but it was still fun. We still had a good time. All right. So today we are talking about breathing, because not everyone knows how to breathe, and different things that you can do to kind of clean up your energy a little bit and smooth it out. That is part, the full moon clearing is separate from Spirit School, Donna. Thank you for asking that. We are adding a bunch of new stuff to Spirit School. We're going to start talking a lot more about Spirit School in the next week. We're doing kind of a facelift and adding a bunch of new tools to Spirit School. So in Spirit School, you will have access to the new moon stuff, but not the full moon. Full moon is a separate deal. Okay. Good to ask though. Thank you. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so let's talk about. I have different tips and tricks that I do when I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed or the energy is a lot or different things like that. What kind of things do you guys do? What are some tools that you guys have found that when you are starting to, maybe it's anxiety for you, maybe you just feel the energy, maybe you're getting overwhelmed, maybe you feel like you're like it's all coming down on you. What are some of your favorite tools to do? Let me know in the comments, and I'll give you some of the things that I like to do and what works for me. One of them is making sure I'm drinking enough water and making sure I'm eating enough protein. I have found for me that is a piece for me. Hello, hey. But a lot of times in North Dakota, it's cold here in the wintertime. Usually it's not lately, but usually it's cold. And a lot of people get really dehydrated in this area because it's cold and we don't drink enough water. In the summer, it's easy to drink water because it's hot and you're thirsty. But in the wintertime, I find I can always feel it in people. It's so funny. I'll be doing a reading and I'm like, hey, you got to drink some water. You feel dehydrated. And not only is it good for, your body, obviously, it's really good to move energy through you. A walk with your pup and you. Good. I'm losing my voice a little bit. So water for sure. Protein for sure. Eating well is one of those pieces I always am working on. Okay. Walk with your dog. I need to walk and get outside. Clears your head. I agree. That's one on my list too. Also, just being alone in my room and relaxing. Yes. Yep. So I always tell people I'm an extroverted introvert. And so I love to be out and about. And then when I'm done, I'm done. And when I'm done, I want some time to myself. And whether it's a bath, whether it's just hanging out upstairs in my room, whether it's coming out to my she shed. We really like our igloo. That's become a nice little place for me to go meditate and stuff. What else? Grounding sometimes and just eating root vegetables. Absolutely. Yep. What else do you guys do to smooth out your energy? So one of the things that I find is a lot of people are shallow breathers, and we just get used to it, right? That's just what we do. Taking a breath is a big piece for me. I actually do kind of a 4x4x4 breath. So I will breathe in for 4, and then I'll hold it for 4, and then I let it out for 4, and then I pause again for 4. So I do kind of a square breath, and I need to pay attention so my mind gets engrossed in the breathing, so it stops the momentum of whatever I have that's making me worry. And just breathing. Just breathing. Okay. What else you guys got? Sitting by the fire. Yeah. Ocean in the summer, for sure. My igloo is awesome. I do love it. Going outside or to a room that needs organization and rearrange furniture. Yep. I actually, when I was pissed off, I used to clean. I still do that sometimes. I don't get as annoyed and angry as I used to, but boy, I used to angry clean all the time. Retreat to your room, stretching and yoga. Breathing is a big one. I will teach classes and I will stop and tell everyone to take a breath, because so many people, they are paying attention and they're not paying attention to their breathing. And I'm like, dude, if you don't breathe, I can't breathe because I can feel it. So I often tell people to take a breath. I am sure some of you that have watched a lot of mine, I'm like, hold on, everyone needs to take a breath. Listening to music or just dance a little bit. Yep. Hold on, I gotta let my cat in. Hold on. Hurry up. Come on. Say hi to everyone. Animals are a really good distraction. Just petting your cats or your dogs and spending some time with them often is, here comes Ruby's tail for all of you. Yeah, she's got to say hi to everyone. But just sitting, and if your pet allows it, just petting them relaxes your body. Yeah. Unless they're coming in the middle of your live and being distracting. I love the dancing. That's great. So when you get headaches, so here's a good tool when you get headaches sometimes, you guys. A lot of times headaches, you're either feeling pressured or putting pressure on yourself, because headaches are usually a pressure thing, right? And sometimes, not every time, but sometimes it's an energetic thing. And so I pretend I have a door on top of my head, and I take a breath, and I just open that door and imagine all that extra energy coming out. You can also do it on the back of your neck, because that's a big place where a lot of energy comes in and out. And so I put my hand on the back of my neck, and I'll open that door there too, and take a few breaths and see if I can let that energy go. You can also ask yourself why you're feeling so much pressure. 2 days before Christmas, got a bunch of shit to do. There's a bunch of money you're spending and food that you got to get and all that kind of stuff. Oftentimes, sometimes it is water. You need to drink some water. Right now we have Mercury in retrograde. We have a full moon that's coming in on Tuesday. Or let's see, hold on. Let me look at the calendar. It's coming in on kind of Tuesday, Wednesday. We're doing our clearing on Tuesday this year, or this month. Sometimes this is another thing. I learned this at a class with Sunny, and it's super helpful. And so let's say you have a headache. So you ask yourself, okay, I have this headache, and where in my head is the headache? So you want to kind of point out where your headache is. I often get them kind of like right here. And I'll be like, okay, what shape is it? And so you just kind of decide, like, I don't know, it looks like a big blob. Okay, what color is it? And say the first color. A lot of times it's black or red or whatever. And so let's just say it's black. And then you can say, okay, and you take a big deep breath. And then you blow that big black blob out, and you imagine that in your head. And then you decide if it's moved, if it's changed, or is it gone. And usually, if I go through that 2 times, the headache goes away. If it's a worse headache than normal, it might take 3 or 4 times. Then maybe it's more of like, I need to eat something. I need some water, things like that. But try some of those and see. Another thing that you can do is you can gather up the energy, and you can pull it out of your head, and then you send it back to the earth where it belongs. My cat is being so distracting. And you can also put your hands where the headache is and just breathe. You can do this for any pain. Like I've been having some stuff. My neck was out. I slept weird. And so I'll just sit with my hands on my neck, and I'll just breathe white light into it, or pink light, or green light, whatever color you're called to. So that's something that you can do too. Sometimes you can put your hand, one on top of your head, one on top of your neck, and you cat, and you can just breathe. And a lot of times it'll kind of put you back into alignment. You can see if that helps. I am a big believer. I like chiropractic care. I know not everyone's open today, but try some of those, Anne, and see if those things work. Okay. If I have a really bad day, I'll go see my grandkids and say I'm having a rough day and just need a hug. Yeah. Little hug from little kids. Absolutely. I love that I have Canada. I was going to say Canadian people, Canada. I really want to go to Canada this summer. You should put a big group of people together, and I'll come teach a class in Canada. I would love that. Yep. There's no shame in taking a little Advil or something for a headache. Oh, honey, I'm not doing readings today. Tune in tomorrow, though. I think I'm going to do some readings and card pulls tomorrow. Okay? I got to be a little more prepared to do readings. But I would ask him to show you some big obnoxious signs, Michelle. Yeah, those low pressures, high pressures. I get those weather pressure headaches too. I get those too. Those ones I usually end up doing a little Advil or Tylenol. Okay, so those are some things. You can also go through your energy field like this, and you can just kind of sweep your energy field and just send it to the earth to be transmuted. Okay, and you can just kind of shake off. A lot of times shaking your hands off, shaking your arms off, shake it off. You can shake off that energy sometimes. Washing your hands, simple. When I clear a house in person, the very last thing that I'll do is I'll be like, hey, can I wash my hands? It's just kind of how I complete the clearing. And I go and I wash my hands with lots and lots of soap, hot water, whatever temperature you like, but washing your hands sometimes is enough to clean up that energy. Taking a shower, taking a bath. A lot of times when my kids would come home and just be kind of crazy from school, I'd be like, yeah, you need to just go straight to the shower. Like that was one of our routines with Foster because he would get headaches. And I used to get headaches every day in school. And I was like, just go take a shower and you'll feel better. And he'd go take a shower and he'd come out like a brand new kid because we trained him to go wash his day off. And Keaton's more of a bath guy. He likes to go take a bath when he is overwhelmed emotionally or just shit's just going on. He will go take a bath and chill out. But you want to have some different things that you can do for your energy. Hey, Miss Darcy, good to see you. I'm coming in February. I'm going to come see you. Give you a big hug. Yeah. Yep, do what you need to take care of yourself. Okay, meditation, obviously. Sometimes you guys, when you have headaches or you're fatigued or you're anxious or whatever, your eyeballs are just full. Your eyeballs, your third eye, your energy system, you're just full. So get quiet, hand on your heart, sometimes both your hands on your heart. And again, breathe. And you just got to pull all your energy back to you. So I teach this a lot, but I was shown this by my spirit a long time ago because I would have so much energy spread out in the world. And so you imagine you have all these yellow ribbons all over to every single person you've come into contact with. And so if you close your eyes and you see how many yellow ribbons that you have, a lot of times it's hundreds because you're always leaving your energy and connecting to someone, right? So you pull all your ribbons back. You just bring all your energy back in. So everyone try that. Let me know how that works for you. So you close your eyes and you just use your imagination and you just wonder, I wonder how many ribbons I have out in the world. And you might be shocked by how many are out there. And then you just imagine them all rolling themselves back in. Kind of like a tape measure, how they just kind of bring themselves back in. You just bring it back in where it belongs. Ah, that's cool, Linda. She said, years ago, I got headaches all the time, and I decided enough was enough, and I started to refuse them. And it's worked really well. Seldom get them anymore. Yeah, sometimes you just got to decide. I get them because it tells me that I need to pay attention. Something I'm doing, I'm not paying attention, I'm not present, I got too much in my head, I'm full. So for me, they're definitely one of the things my body says to me, but I do not get them like I used to. I used to get headaches almost daily. They want to know what you said, Linda. There's a book that I learned some great little techniques for headaches, how to stop worrying and start living. And it's a tiny little book. It's a Dale Carnegie book. And I still use the exercises I used in that book to help with my headaches. But like I said, I don't really get them anymore because I journal, I meditate, I drink my water, I go for my walks, I do my self-care. So very seldom will I get them. Sometimes it's hormonal. We're women. Okay, let's see what else. You can do nidra poses, different things. I don't know enough about nidras. I have many, many clients that do know more than I, but there are times where I will look that up on YouTube and stuff like that, because there's a lot of nidra meditations that can show you different ways to hold your hands and your fingers and stuff like that. I think they're so relaxing. I love them. I've always kind of wanted to do a yoga training, not to teach, but just to do myself. But I feel like I want to do that down the road. You can also focus on something else. Focus on something that has nothing to do with anything. So maybe you picture in your head a bunch of people letting balloons go, and you picture what that would look like if you saw 1,000 balloons being let into the world. Or maybe you imagine 1,000 butterflies flying off the trees. Or you imagine your favorite spot by the ocean. Or I have a certain place that I really love to meditate in Sedona. I just love it. It's such a perfect spot to sit. If it's not windy and it's warm out and it's kind of like the perfect temperature, it's a perfect spot. So I'll take myself there and I'll put myself in that spot and I'll just take a few breaths and I'll just take a break. Sometimes counting will often get me. I used to do this when I was a kid. I didn't know what I was doing, but I used to do it all the time. I would count up to 10 and then I'd count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I would count on my hands. And I would do this with my fingers. And that often would distract me enough to get out of whatever I was upset about or worried about or feeling about or anxious about. And then I would sometimes do it with both my hands. And it's just a technique. And if you're getting anxiety and panic, a couple tricks that I've learned that have really worked is you count to 10, but you leave one of the numbers out. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. And your brain will be like, hold on, what happened to 8? What happened? Why did you skip 8 or 7, whatever number I skipped? And it pushes your brain into something else. And I was having a full-blown panic attack after my grandma died, and I ended up at my chiropractor office. I almost went to the clinic, and I walked in, and it was like full of sick people. And I was like, no, this is not where I need to be. And I remember asking my spirit, I was like, oh my God, I need some help. Like I was home alone with the kids. I didn't know what it was. Ended up at my chiropractor's office, who's awesome. And he's like, just smile for me. And I'm like, don't feel like I'm crying. I don't feel well. And I was like, like the worst smile ever. And he's like, you can't smile and panic at the same time. You also can't breathe and panic at the same time. And I was like, huh. It was really fascinating. And then taught me the number trick. Count to 10, leave out one of the numbers and do it 3 or 4 times, because your brain starts to be like, why do you keep leaving numbers out? And then you kind of get your control back. And so you don't lose and start to just completely let yourself go. I really talk to myself about panic attacks too, because I hate that feeling, right? They're awful. And I was like, I kind of did what she did with headaches. I was like, nope, I'm done. Like, you're not in charge. I'm in charge. I'm not letting my anxiety be in charge anymore. That's ridiculous for me at the time. And I was like, that's not going to work for me anymore. And so I manage it that way as well. That doesn't work for everyone. Just depends where you are. But that was really helpful too. Count by 6 all the time. Yep. I used to do the alphabet game. I'm going to grandma's and I'm bringing an apple. I'm going to grandma's and I'm bringing a banana and an apple. Oh, that's a smart idea too. That's great. Tapping is great. So one of the guys I follow, yeah, tapping is amazing. So I follow, of course, I'm not going to remember his name. Let me think of it. So tapping is this thing that you can do while you're doing different affirmations. Brad Yates is who I follow. And there's certain points, certain pressure points that you're using. And then I like Brad Yates because he's got great simple scripts and you can just do it along with him. He's on YouTube and he's got hundreds of free stuff you can do on YouTube. And tapping is a way to kind of move through the energy, move through your consciousness, move through the pattern of thinking. It kind of helps to interrupt that pattern of what you have. Because a lot of this stuff that we do with our anxiety and our headaches and all that kind of stuff, it's a habit. It becomes a habit of how we get through the day. And it's not always like, well, why would I do that to myself? I don't know, because we're human. We just do shit like that. And tapping can help unwind some of that. Clearing, same thing, the clearings that I do, it helps to clear out the patterns and the habits and the energy that keep going round and round and round and round. And you move it. That's why I've added energy sessions to a lot of my mentoring now, because I find that that's the piece that people miss, is they're not working on the energy side too. So tapping is fantastic. Hypnosis is fantastic. Nidras are fantastic. Meditation is fantastic. All of those things. Karen says she's following a guy in Holistic University. I haven't heard of that. Yeah, there's a lot of different people, and you want to find someone that you can actually that you vibe with. Like if you're watching someone and you're like, oh my God, I just can't stand their voice, they're not going to be the person to follow. Okay. Okay, another thing that you can do, this is kind of an interesting one. I think Sunny taught me this. I actually think I heard this from Sunny and Wes, two of my stuff mentors. They said go back and write your birth name, not your married name, your birth name, over and over and over and over. It helps you to get back into the vibration of who you really are. And I'm fine with my married name, but it's something about writing your birth name and connecting with the energy that you came in and onto this earth with, and you just write your name over and over and over and over and over. I think that's super fun too. Yes, EFT, also very good. There's so many different modalities, you guys. And that's what I love about it, because some of it needs to be that medical side, the medications and stuff like that. That's not for everyone though. And then we have this other side where you got all this other stuff. And a lot of times it works together. There's a lot of stuff that works together. And so it doesn't have to be this or this. It doesn't have to be this is bad and this is good. You can very much bridge both sides of it. Something I've watched my husband do this for years, but if he's working on something and he's getting frustrated or irritated, he claps his hands and he moves the energy. He used to do it with the kids all the time if they were fighting or something, or if he was just getting just annoyed with something or needed just to shift the energy, or if we were on vacation and we're tired, he's like, okay. And he would just clap his hands. And I'm like, oh my God, stop doing that. And then the energy would change. And I'm like, oh, it's annoying, but it works. So that is something that you can do. Jumping up and down. I tell a lot of people, I hear that their kids have like these, like we call them, what do I always call them? It's like they just have this energy that comes up. My kids used to do it and they would laugh and they would be like, Mom, I don't know what happens. I just get this charge of energy and I don't know what to do with it. And I'm like, how about you try jumping up and down until it passes? Because usually when they would do something naughty. And so jumping up and down, jumping jacks, jumping back and forth, whatever, that also is helpful. Stomping your feet. If you can't jump physically, stomping your feet. I was on the phone the other day and I can't remember who I was talking to, and they just said something that pissed me off. And I just looked at my husband and I just started stomping my feet and he just started laughing. He's like, okay, are you 3? I'm like, right now I am. It was very funny. Okay, so Linda said the language she used for her headaches was, she said, I just said I've had enough of all these headaches and I'm not going to accept them anymore. Then every time she started to get one, I'd say, nope, I'm not accepting this. Go away. And she would wave her hand and send it away. After a while, I realized I wasn't getting them anymore. She decided. And sometimes you can decide. We don't always believe that it's just a decision, but sometimes it's just a decision. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's a learned habit. I used to get sick all the time on Christmas. And my mom used to get sick during busy times and holidays and special occasions and stuff like that. And so I learned that. It's just because I lived with her, I learned that. And so that started happening to me. And I was like, no, I am not going to get sick on every freaking vacation. Nope, I'm not doing it. And I made a decision. So I don't have to get sick on every vacation. I also had to really learn to manage my energy and learn about myself. I wonder why I'm getting a headache. Where's that coming from? What's that about? And I always am questioning, like, where's that coming from? And I don't always need to know the exact things, but if there's a trigger or there's something that's coming at me, like, I want to understand it, because then I can be like, oh, when that happens, this is what I can do. You know, when I traveled alone last summer and this summer, and I would get nervous or anxious about something because I didn't know where I was, or I was just kind of nervous being by myself for so long and all that kind of stuff. I really got to learn about the techniques that help me. And so you want to do that, you guys. You want to know yourself. So, and when I go to the doctor, I'm like, yeah, this is what's happening. This is why I think it's happening. This is what I think I need. And they're like, wow, you really know your body. And I'm like, I'm getting to. I really want to understand it, because as I get older, I don't want to be an old feeble person. I just don't want that. And so what can I do now to start preparing so I'm in good shape and I can go hiking and I can go on trips and I can go travel? Like, I want to be active. So you're all wondering what the hell I'm up to now. That's what I want to be. And so you got to start now to figure out what's going on with your body so you can start to support it. Okay. And I can't do everything anymore. That's okay. But I want to be able to do the things I want to do. Okay. What other questions do you have on learning how to manage your energy? These are some of the things that we're really going to be working on in Spirit School this year. We've added a bunch of really fun things to help people stay in kind of a present moment with themselves, and more of the day-to-day items to help you get through your day so you don't have to get through your day. You don't have to survive the day. I just have to get through the weekend. I don't want to live like that. I want to enjoy every day. And there's different things that I do each day to help me enjoy my day better. Okay. Whether it's a silly little hat, or whether it's visiting with a friend, or doing these lives, or whatever, there's always stuff that I can do to bring my day into a better place. You just got to be willing to do it. And there are days I'm not. There's days where I'm just crabby and I'm just going to be crabby. Miss Ruby, she's just like ready to be done. All right, friends. So tomorrow I will be on at noon. And then what we're going to do on Christmas Eve is I'm not going to come on throughout the day, but we're going to have a special guest at 8 p.m. It's not Santa. I was really trying to have Santa come, but he's a little busy. So I have a different person that's going to come in at 8 p.m. Central, and it will be kid friendly if you want to gather your kids. And we'll just have a little special event on Christmas Eve for all of you. Okay. Tomorrow, though, I'll be on at noon Central Time as normal. And I think I'm going to do some readings tomorrow. Hopefully my voice is going to stick with me for the weekend, but I'm doing all those word of the year, so I always lose my voice. But I want you to practice some of the things we talked about today, just to help your energy feel better and help you manage yourself, and see if you can increase your betterness in the day so you can have more fun each day. Okay, go out and do something fun and holiday-ish today. I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll do some mini readings. I'll probably have about a half an hour that I'm going to do them tomorrow, so I'm not going to do a ton of them, but I will see as many people as I can in a half hour, 40 minutes, right around there. And then we will keep on moving with our 31 days, you guys. And don't forget to look at the celebration page. Sign up for the full moon group clearing now if you want to save yourself a few bucks. And we have gift certificates and all that kind of stuff on there too. Okay. All right, guys. You guys have a great, great, great day. Maybe I'll see some of you out shopping this afternoon. Have a good day. See ya.